What is up YouTube, it's ya boy, SmackNPie here. Welcome ladies and gentlemen to Dark Deception Enhanced Plus PlayStation 5 Pro Demo, work in progress, beta, whatever you want to call it. Remember, this is not the final demo. A lot of things, and I mean a lot, actually a lot of things are subject to change, starting with the main menu. Of course, we talked about this in the last video before the Super Dark Deception as well. But we're going to start off with the most important thing, and that is the big disclaimer. The entire footage that you're seeing on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, belongs to Sensei Martian. Their Twitch channel link will be in the description. They did a 6-hour live stream. We skimmed through a lot of live streams. We talked about this in the last video as well, that I've skimmed through a ton of streamers and their live streams while they were doing the Tokyo Game Show. So do check them out. Cool personality if you do plan to watch, walking stuff in Japan. Because I do watch a lot of that, walking in the rain, thunderstorm, in the winter, snow stuff, especially in Japan. Cool weather there. So, the meme stuff, normal in normal places, yeah, it's boring. But whenever you add Japan in there, it just becomes, automatically just becomes cool. Anyways, welcome to Enhanced Plus Demo. Couple of things I want to say. Number one, this is not even like the final demo that you're going to be able to play on PlayStation 5. This is just a dev kit made specifically for this Tokyo Game Show, and that's it. Which is why even the main menu is going to be changed, and a lot of things, even in this gameplay, you'll see some of the texture that didn't pop in, and the quality of this is a little bit different, even if you compare it with the normal demo for PlayStation 5, the Dark Deception Monkey Business normal demo like a couple years ago that we got on PlayStation 5 that I played it on this channel. If we compare with that, there's a lot of changes there, and I'm not talking about texture changes and whatnot. I'm talking about quality change, and that has mostly to do with the fact that this is a dev kit running on PlayStation 5 Pro. This is not the final version that even the PlayStation 5 demo will be like. If I'm incorrect, do correct me down in the comments below, or even ask Vince on this matter. I think it was kind of sort of clear. If not, I would like to apologize, but we're digressing at this point. Let's talk about this demo. Again, shout out to Sensei Martian. Their channel link will be in the description. You can check the entire thing out without me talking. We didn't get the audio of the game itself because they were using headphones, and I mean, you don't want to listen to all the other distracting noises anyway, but it is a phenomenal live stream. You do get their insight on not just this game, but other games as well. But again, their channel links will be in the description. This is a massive disclaimer. We're just reacting and commentating on their streams, clips, and whatnot. Now with the warning and disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. So, a lot has happened. Jaws have been dropped. Jaws have been dropped, ladies and gentlemen, because the shock and surprise that this demo was crazy, even at the very low, because you can just tell a lot of textures are actually either medium or just low presets. But even in that, the fog is almost there. You can imagine, bro, this demo whenever Enhanced Plus comes to PC, I'll be playing that in 4K epic settings, epic presets. I don't know if even my computer, I don't know if it can run, but can you imagine how good the game is gonna look? That's gonna be crazy. But even here with the presets that they're working with, it still looks phenomenal, and a massive night and day difference between the previous one and this one. Again, like I mentioned in my last video as well, we're just gonna repeat it here as well, because the first 2 days at Tokyo Game Shows have always been the business days, where the media, the journalists, the press, they get to play. And in these 2 days, they most likely just explore the big games, the big titles, like we have Resident Evil Requiem. I've seen the lines on Resident Evil Requiem play, because PlayStation was doing it there separately, Capcom was doing separately. I think some other booths were also doing a separate Resident. So there were multiple, minimum 2 different organizers doing the Resident Evil Requiem demo, and their lines were huge. You can just imagine the public line when they do open tomorrow. So that's why we didn't get many Dark Deception footage. The only one that we did get was from Sensei Martian, and shout out to them, right? So tomorrow it's going to open to normal public, and you are most likely going to see even clearer version of this Enhanced Plus demo, as well as the full version. So we're going to be on the lookout for tomorrow for both of these. Again, the stuff that we missed today in this video, for Enhanced Plus as well, we're gonna start to cover tomorrow as well. So keep an eye out on that. And you can, it's so much fun, by the way. You can also go around both on YouTube and Twitch, check out the streams yourself, because even other than Dark Deception and Super Deception, there's so many cool games. Like, no, I'm not a human. You already, heard me talk positive things about this on my Twitter. I love this game, even before that was dead set. But the Exit booth, even Poppy Playtime had a booth. What? It even had a whole Huggy Wuggy there, standing there. So that was kind of cool. Silent Hill F was probably the best booth that they had, because they had characters and monsters from the game. The two, twitchy girls there, and it was creepy. So Konami, they smashed it crazily with their booth this year. And as you know, one of the reasons I'm boo-boo with my schedule for the past 2 days have been because of Silent Hill F. I've been playing a lot, got a good few hours in, and I'm hooked and immersed like no other. It's one of the best games I've played in such a long time, so that's why I'm busy over there. While we're yapping a lot, let's go back to the Enhanced Plus. So the gameplay that you're seeing, we got our first official look at Shard Corpses as well. And they are, I will say, I did not expect them to behave this way. So what happens is there will be shard corpses around the maze randomly, right? And whenever you do get close to them, they will be blocking your path. So you have to smash the circle or X or A, whatever, multiple times, around 2 to 3 times, and then they will be removed and then you can pass by. Could be a headache in the S rank stuff. We're just gonna have to wait and see how this plays out when we do get to experience it ourselves. But you do get to see the text that, hey, you got 20 or 30 bonus shards that you can use in the archive room. And you get that in the total tally at the end of this. So for the first timers, this could be actually a good thing, because you get the bonus shards, which would help you increase your power stats early on in the game, right? If you get the bonus shards, which has your tally, and then when you do end up getting to chapters 4 specifically, 3, but 4 specifically, you can actually increase the level of both the telekinesis and vanish. Most likely telekinesis, because that's going to be a lot of people that are using it anyway. So that was my take on that. Like, they behave a lot differently than I expected. I mean, we knew that but I thought that it's only going to be like 1 or 2. And you know what I was expecting? I was expecting them to be in like the secret rooms. Like in the secret rooms. I actually didn't expect them to be literally in the middle of the gameplay, and they would be an obstacle rather than, whatever. One other thing that a lot of people might have noticed is that we didn't get to see banana peels. Now, there's a reason for that, I think. And I said this in the beginning of this video. There's a reason I set up the entirety of the PlayStation 5 Pro dev kit and whatnot. And I think it has mostly to do with that. Because they're didn't have much time to put this together for just this Tokyo Game Show. I think that's why we're seeing that. Or it could just be that we misheard Vince, and the banana peels are completely different things in and of itself. A completely different thing in and of itself. We're just gonna have to for tomorrow for some fan to ask Vince directly about the banana peel. So let's just wait a little bit, few hours, and then we'll see what happens. Now, as for the game itself, you can see some changes even in the maze of Monkey Business and Hotel. First things first, jump scares. Jump scares completely changed. They don't behave the same way that they did before. You can actually feel it. Feel each, hit. You can actually feel each time the monkey stabs you. And there's some new cool stuff as well. There are some clipping issues, but like I said, you would see, if you really notice, you would see some texture pop-ins. You see some textures don't even load in properly. And again, that has mostly to do with the fact that it is a dev kit and it is not final. So that's why it's gonna take a little longer for us to get the demo, which is why October and November release of the demo. It's not only we're saying it, yeah, that's a cool thing. I think they need that time to polish it even further, but nothing to be taken away from the fact that this is an insane upgrade, insane transition from what we usually see, both from the normal one and even the enhanced prior to this, right? This is enhanced plus, right? It's a completely separate thing in and of itself, especially the lobby that you've seen. It reminds me of Dark Disillusion, Ballroom. So cool, ladies and gentlemen, so cool. They've added so many additions. I will talk about the escape sequence at the end of this video, but from what we've seen so far, you do get that whenever the monster spots you, the effect on the screen, which I really like. I think it adds to more chaotic nature of the game, which I really appreciate. Like I said, even if Torment Therapy Zone 1 is like probably my favorite level of the entire Deception, I think I would still put Monkey Business. I was about to say Dark Deception at number 1. It's a Dark Deception game. What am I talking about? I would still put Monkey Business at the top of like the peak level of Dark Deception, because it just embodies everything Dark Deception is all about, right? It has no powers, by the way, because it's the first level, right? And you do, like, yeah, RNG can sometimes really messes you up, but for the most part, like, you can maneuver around, you can strategize, and the gameplay is a constant chaotic loop. You can never stop at once. You always have to be on the move. Let's talk a little bit about Chef Monkeys. Chef Monkeys, they have gone a little bit under design as well. There are new cutscenes that have been added that you'll see really soon, but before we get to that, I think there will be some people who might not really like the changes. I think a similar thing happened when we moved from the base Dark Deception to Enhanced, the first version Enhanced, right? The Enhanced version. Yeah, remember the Enhanced version that came just before Chapter 4? There were some people who were like, we prefer the original lighting, and I think similar thing is gonna be happening here as well. There will be some people who prefer the Enhanced over the Enhanced Plus, and there will be some people who prefer the original over both Enhanced and Enhanced Plus. And I think it has more to do with your taste in lighting and how you like your horror games. Dark Deception as a game is in a very unique spot, because other games, let's say Five Nights at Freddy's, either earlier ones or even Poppy Playtime, they give you either the story is prioritized, that's why you end up getting the tag of walking simulators, or you get a better gameplay but the lore is boo-boo and doo-doo. Dark Deception, on the other hand, has a unique opportunity to provide a more balanced experience to all the fans included, right? But we've yapped enough about that. Let's go to the escape sequence section and let's talk about the new cutscene that have been added. The new cutscene that we see, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of crazy, is that the Chef Monkeys are now actually not just doing nothing. They're not just randomly, I'm doing that. They're actually cutting corpses. Because of our shard courses, it just adds a new layer to it. It all of a sudden makes so much sense in the world that they actually have, you know, flesh and corpses in the freaking front kitchen. Kitchen looks even crazier than before, and Chef Monkeys look crazier than before as well. They've all went through some crazy changes, and the escape sequence is a little longer than expected now. When we get to the elevator after getting the ring piece, things change a little bit. First things first, we get the Malak Eye. Now, this is important because now, starting from the first level, this is what we kind of sort of activated. This is, I think, going to add multiple layers when we do end up seeing Malak himself in Elementary Evil, right? Because that is the first time we actually get to see Malak in flesh, right? So, starting here, I think it's a good thing that we get to see and add a little bit depth to Malak. He's not just, you know, a crazy demon. There's more depth to it. He needs to be a little more scary, and I think this sets up the stage perfectly for those who are just gonna try, or just gonna try to see if they want to end up playing this game. Because trust me, when they do decide that, hey, let's check out another level, they'll be hooked. I think there could be a couple or two things that could be added here. I know we don't want to overload, but I think one Chef Monkey is not enough. He's doing this twirly, spinningy thingy, but I think there could be a couple more, one from either left or right, and then you juke move a little bit, just like we did in Chapter 3 levels, right? Remember? In the Stranger Sewer escape sequence? I think we could do a couple of things here and there, but I think this is still a lot better than we got last time. Look at some of those monkeys. I think we can add more monkeys in there, and I think in PC version they can, but some of these are hilarious. Like one of the monkeys, what are they doing up there, bro? It's kind of crazy. Anyways, that would do it, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy. Some crazy stuff, a lot of yapping. A lot of yapping on my part, but hey, it is to be expected when you do end up watching a SmackNPie video. Huge shout out, massive shout out to Sensei Martian. Their Twitch channel link will be in the description. You can check them out, check their entire stream without me yapping, talking, making you annoyed or whatever. Suitsu for more 100k. Tomorrow we'll check out if anyone else has posted the Cart Deception and the full Crazy Carnival demo, and we'll talk about it and see what we got. Once the Tokyo Game Show stuff is over, then we're gonna calm down a little bit, and then we're gonna see the changes compared with the original stuff, and we're gonna also complete our Q&A recap. So Susu for more. Stay tuned. 100K. Us Dark Timmy fans are eating good. I need to go back to Silent Hill F, so I would like to apologize once again for being late. You should check out Silent Hill F as well so we can talk. I'll see you in the next one.